seen the end of Sting's in-ring career in the WWE. Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason, a.k.a. J-Bone of the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast, right here to bring you some thoughts about what's being reported today about Sting and some, fallout from last night's Night of Champions. Before I get into the Sting news and the talks about the injury and stuff, I'm just going to go over the card a little bit, my thoughts about it. Overall, I thought it was a really good pay-per-view. I wouldn't say pay-per-view of the year, but very happy with the results. I usually don't do that great on predictions. I do them because they're fun for me to do. If I'm not correct on all of them, that's fine. I'd be like, oh, well, you do sucky predictions. Whatever. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This case, throughout the whole show, and my wife was even laughing, I was 7 out of 8 for the whole show. That's crazy good for me. That made me happy, because I never get that many right. The only one I was wrong on, technically, was the last match. And I even have an opinion about that, but I'll get to that in a bit. But we'll start out at the top. I don't watch a lot of pre-shows. Depends on who's on it. I knew this match would be fun to watch, and I was kind of curious because little things have been predicted about forthcoming changes to the Ascension and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes came out with a different looking cape, not really that big of a change. At least I'd never seen it on him before. It had some kind of fur thing. I'm looking forward to seeing how this whole look on Stardust and the Cosmic Twins? No, Cosmic Wasteland, whatever they call themselves. I do like the fact that these three are together. Don't get me wrong. I just poke fun at the name here and there. I predicted that they won, and they did. I felt that was a positive thing to do. I don't know if this rivalry is going to go anywhere. We'll have to see. But I do like the fact that Stardust is kind of like the mouthpiece, or the kind of taking charge, for lack of better words, of Connor and Victor. I actually like that. The start of this little stable. I see Stardust helping these guys a lot, and hopefully it redeems some of their failed their failed reputation, because they really haven't accomplished much on the main roster at all since they've debuted. And I talked a little bit about that on the podcast with the boys, Ramblin' About Wrestling. So yeah, happy with that win. Let's see, what was next? Kevin Owens versus Ryback. Now, before I get into that, I had predicted that Seth Rollins versus Cena was going to happen really early in the evening, and then things were going to happen, leading up to the main event with Rollins versus Sting. That obviously didn't happen. We saw Seth Rollins do 2 matches in a row, which I thought was incredible. Hats off to Seth Rollins. Holy cow. That guy, in my opinion, definitely one of the best performers on the roster right now. The fact that he, pulled double duty, 2 matches in a row, awesome, just crazy awesome. Went almost like an hour. No, not quite, but it was certainly a long time. But that didn't happen. So, but nonetheless, we saw Kevin Owens versus Ryback, Not Kevin Owens' best match. Certainly a decent match for Ryback. But I think they did the right thing here. Kevin Owens got a win, new IC champ. Very happy about that. I think, and we've talked about this before. Fans have complained about these mid-card titles not meaning anything. I think John Cena holding the United States Championship and a guy like Kevin Owens holding the Intercontinental Championship is going to do wonders for these titles, honestly. We're going to see, who's, obviously Ryback's going to get some kind of rematch with Kevin Owens at, what is next? I think it's Hell in a Cell. I think that's the next one. Or they may squash that, ASAP, as in tonight, and then jump to something else really quick. Who knows? But I can't wait to see what all happens with Kevin Owens and the IC title. Very happy about that. Good for Kevin Owens. Proud of him. Third, Dolph versus Rusev. I predicted a heel turn from Dolph Ziggler, and it really looked like we were going to get that. Did you see the trunks he was wearing, or tights, whatever you want to call them, with the the Rick Rude looking Lana face on his crotch, a la Rick Rude, how he used to have the faces on his butt, and stuff like that. I thought that was really it doesn't get much more heel than that, honestly. Thinking back to those days when Rick Rude would come out and someone's significant other of your opponent is on your crotch or your booty or whatever. That's great. That's great stuff right there. So that right there, I thought, he's so turning heel, and but he really didn't. There was some. It certainly looked like things were going that way. Like he was going to walk, like he was going to, like I said, steal Summer Rae, walk off with her. But no one left with Summer. It was hilarious. She threw the shoe at Rusev. Oh my God, that was comedy gold. Threw the shoe down the aisle, then threw the shoe at Rusev, blinded him, and then Ziggler gets the roll up or whatever. That was hilarious. So yeah, Ziggler got a win. No heel turn though, but I still call that a check off for me. Fourth, technically I was right. I said the Dudley Boyz were going to win. No, they didn't get the tag team titles like I predicted, but I still called it a point towards me being correct, because the Dudleys won by disqualification. So they are not tag team champions. They probably said, it's too early. The Dudleys just came back. But, we've seen stuff like that before. Someone new shows up or reappears from long ago and they get a championship right away. It happens. I think it'll happen next pay-per-view, definitely. I think we have to assume that. But, man, the New Day, geez Louise, so entertaining. And I watched that Table of Three, or Table for Three, whatever it's called, on the network, with the New Day. Very, very interesting. Those three sitting around the table eating and talking about how their whole thing kind of came to fruition. And I recommend it. Whether you like this team or not, go watch it. It's just kind of cool to hear these guys talk about their little group. and the emotion and passion behind it. It's cool. I think I'm going to be doing a review of it very soon, just because I liked it. So I think it's worth talking about, even if it is going to be short and sweet. But and freaking Xavier Woods' hair. What the hell? I get a little Jewish? No, I don't get Jewish. I get a little jealous. This is coffee, by the way. I get a little jealous, when I see these guys do, crazy shit with their hair once in a while. Xavier Woods with the black and the red, and then the black, and then the red stripe. He came out with a trombone, and they had all new, outfits on, ring gear, whatever. Oh man, that was that was probably the most fun match to watch of the evening, and I kind of knew it would be, but that freaking trombone is comedy gold. They're stomping, like I said, they're stomping a mud hole in the corner. Run back, dive in the corner. It's so slapstick. It's so classic. Oh man, love them or hate them. Damn, they're entertaining. I really like them. You cheer for them, but it's fun to boo them. You got that good heel heat, but it's good heat, not like go away heat. I think fans are really getting behind him. So yeah, Dudley's will get revenge, and Xavier Woods, damn, sold that. Getting put through the table, classic. Sitting there twitching, just like Vince McMahon twitching when he got his first stunner. Just perfect. Well done. So yeah, I'm sure they'll get an actual tables match at Hell in a Cell. Can't wait to see that. Let's see. Fifth match, very emotional to watch. Charlotte got the snot kicked out of her. Jeez Louise. I honestly thought for a while that she was going to get beat, because Nikki was dominant through like 99% of it. And just brutal towards Charlotte. Like she's not going to let this championship go. They're just going to keep it on her forever and just drive that, right into AJ Lee, but that, whatever. It was good. When Charlotte finally did win, and Flair was in there and they were all crying. Yeah, and it was emotional because, thinking about Flair losing his son a couple of years ago. So it's bittersweet to see another one of Flair's kids accomplish something like this. So cheers to you, Charlotte. Congratulations. Very cool. Divas Championship. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. Obviously there's going to be a rematch, but can't wait to see what rivalries come ahead for Charlotte. Let's see. Sixth match, Wyatt family versus Reigns, Ambrose, and mystery partner was, drumroll, Chris Jericho. Did not see that coming. Heard everything under the sun. I predicted, Dylan from NXT as far as like the dark horse call up. Talked about The Rock, Samoa Joe, gosh, who else? Some people said Eric Rowan. He's still injured. Obviously wasn't an option. Baron Corbin. Uso. Orton. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be Orton. I mean, if it was, fine, whatever. You know, I probably would have skipped it then. I mean, I love Ambrose and I love Reigns. But honestly, you know, it's like, you want something, you want a decent surprise out of this if they're saving for the pay-per-view. My buddy Jesse, he was kind of in and out of the room, half watching, half not. He was watching this right up until about the time of the Packer game, and I skipped the Packer game. So he went upstairs to watch it with my dad. I kept watching the pay-per-view, and he was talking about, he was just throwing out names, like who it could have been. And he's like, what about Jericho? Has he been around? Because he watches wrestling with me once in a while. And I'm like, Jericho. So of all the people that I've discussed this with, the guys from my podcast, Mind of Carnage's Cade Carnage, people on Facebook, whatever, who it could have been, of all people, the night of, my buddy, my roommate, Jesse, he says Jericho, and he was right. So he comes downstairs later, towards the end of the pay-per-view, and I'm like, dude, you were right. He's like, really? So funny. So yeah, Jericho shows up, decent pop, nice surprise. I love Jericho. You know, he's one veteran. He's been doing this, 20 years, whatever, give or take a little. Just great, you know, whenever he shows up. Just, yeah, and he does all of his moves, but he's fun to watch. I was right on this one. The Wyatt's won. And the psychology at the end, you know, it's like Jericho actually lost the match for him. It was great. You know, he snuck that tag in there and then lost the match to Braun Strowman. You know, they did that right. Braun Strowman got the win. I thought that was cool. And then everyone's like, oh, yeah, we lost. And they're kind of congregating in the middle of the ring. Jericho gets up, and they start talking, and he just, like, walks right through Dean and, you know, gives him a stiff shoulder, you know, as he's going past. And Dean's like, really? So, yeah, and I must have been walking out of the room, missed it, bathroom break, grabbing something to drink, something. I missed all of this at the end of the match. I did not see this. I was listening to Jason Salamonster do his review of Night of Champions, and he was talking about this, and talking about what I was just, you know, talking about. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't see that. When did that happen? So I quick, you know, went on the network, watched that segment, and it was like, holy crap, completely didn't see that. So you know, Jericho's not around much. He's here for like a few months, and then he's gone touring. This was a nice surprise. I don't know if this was a one-off. I don't know his schedule. I have not looked that up. I could, but I'm not going to. Do it later, you know. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe he'll show up on Raw, and you know, maybe the Miz will interview him or something. I don't know. That'd be funny. Maybe heel turn for Chris Jericho. Maybe start a rivalry with Dean and or Roman. See, I think that'd be kind of cool. Obviously, Jericho's not going to join the Wyatt family. He's way too polished for that. That'd be funny as hell. So yeah, Wyatt's won. And then to the last two matches. John Cena won. Decent match. Got the United States Championship back. Yeah, are we going to see it defended every week? I don't know. Is this just going to be a transition thing where John Cena is going to lose it right away to someone new, popping up on the roster? Because, all these new guys. You had Sami Zayn. Who else did he all? Was it Ambrose, Cesaro, Neville? Oh, and then after all those, he had Kevin Owens. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Finn Balor or Samoa Joe will show up. That'd be kind of cool. Be interesting now that Cena's got the championship back again. And then last but certainly not least, Sting's match with Seth Rollins, and man, that ending, Sting, Cena gives pounds the crap out of him and then throws him back in the ring and leaves him kind of injured for Sting, and it's like, wow, that leaves open anything. Sting's in great shape for his age, could go right in there and squash him right away, and almost did. And then right around the 2 hour 40-minute mark is where it went downhill really quick. That turnbuckle bomb. And if you watch it back, man, some people just crash back and then collapse and whatever. Man, when Sting hit, he hit, and his head snapped way back and just whipped. And you could tell when he landed on, and grabbed the rope, he could barely walk. And then right after the Irish whip came off the ropes, went to, duck underneath Rollins, swing and punch, and just collapsed. And, man, it was kind of hard to, it all happened so fast. When you watch it back, you can tell it looks legit, but when I was watching it, I was like, oh, he's just selling this, But man, it was reported by WWE a little bit earlier when things started coming out. It said Sting reportedly sustained an injury Sunday night during the WWE World Heavyweight title match against champion Seth Rollins. Check back with WWE.com for more details and updates on Sting's condition following Night of Champions. So, he was also scheduled for tonight's Raw. Who knows if that's honestly going to happen, though, now. We'll have to wait and see. Is Sting done? It would be really sad if this is how Sting's in-ring career ends, I have a feeling. Now, this is just me. I have a feeling, because I did predict Sting to win. I predicted that Sting was supposed to win, and I have a feeling maybe he was supposed to. It's hard to say. And then this happened, and Sting's like, no, let's just end this, and I'm going to lose. Who knows? Who knows what really happened? But maybe he'll come out tonight and talk, or maybe they'll give some kind of report between now and Raw, which is a few hours from now, or maybe they'll report something on Raw. Obviously, if something severe happened, and Sting is done, we're not going to see Sting versus Taker, or anything else from Sting. And man, yeah, it'd be sad, And he put on a hell of a match, and what he's done in the WWE since he arrived last year has been really cool. So, yeah, we'll hopefully find out more tonight and see what happens. What do you think about all this with Sting? Do you think he's done? What did you think about Night of Champions? Did you like the turnout, the results? Who won, who lost? Overall, I think it was a decent show. I felt the right people won, the right people lost, except for at the end. That was a bummer. So we'll have to see what happens tonight on Raw and the Fallout. Thanks for watching, guys.